Okay, so we're here at the Graph Gathering in 2026, and this is an event that at Neo4j we've done now about once per year for a couple of years in a row. And at a high level, what we're trying to tackle is what's going on at the absolute frontier of the intersection of graphs and AI. And so we're inviting a small set of about 20 of the sharpest people that we know, who are a combination of theoretical and very well versed in the theory of graphs and AI, but also practitioners. And they live at that kind of frontier, but out in the real world and see what people are actually building. So it's a great cross section of anywhere from frontier labs to big tech platforms to small startups amongst friends discussing graphs and AI. So what I love about the Graph Gathering is that it's an unconference. So when we walk into the day, like we only know at a high level, we're going to talk about kind of AI in the real world and how it overlaps and intersects with graphs, but all the specific topics are bottom-up, generated out of the room, unconference style. So today we ended up converging on, there's a lot of discussions around ontologies. There's a lot of discussion around agentic memory. There's a lot of discussion around context graphs. And then, of course, the intersection and connection between all those three topics. I participated in several of the sections. I loved doing the ontology one. We spent a lot of time discussing, should it be a top-down ontology or a bottom-up derived ontology? Concluded that probably the combination is best, some kind of bottom-up with human in the loop, combined with a top-down one, especially for unstructured data. With structured data, maybe you can even do a bottom-up derived ontology, at least when you focus on a single use case. We also discussed agentic memory and how memory overlaps with RAG corpus state and context graphs. Very hard to delineate some of these topics because it's still an early space. But very interesting observations from the people in the room around what's actually working in the real world today. I think there's several areas where graphs overlap with AI. Kind of the first breakout was in the retrieval kind of layer or in the retrieval path. And this is what's called graph RAG, right? So retrieval augmented generation using knowledge graphs. So that was kind of the first breakout success. But I think graphs and AI are useful up and down the stack. So another example of this is in agentic memory, where I think we're going to see a lot of thriving implementations based on graphs. And then I think the third one that I see a lot of excitement around today, and I expect it's going to pan out over the next couple of years, is around this enterprise-wide knowledge layer. And some people call it context layer, some people call it semantic layer. There's lots of different terms floating around. But by and large, we're looking at a pattern where we're consolidating some of our data into one unified layer that you can put your agents on top of. I think that's going to be a very exciting development over the next couple of years.